To do this one more time. I'm out and about running around doing chores, and I got a little bit of time to spend with all of you doing a live stream. Just giving you an update on my 2 weeks with my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Now, I don't know if we're going to experience any focus hunting or not. I'm going to turn it this way a little bit. Got a lot of sun coming into the car right now. It's a beautiful, beautiful day. Anyway, I'll wait for some of you to jump in. David Yahoo, I got your messages as far as the video's not working. But we'll see if we can get things going here. I just pulled over to get some lunch. So, we'll see if we get anybody in. And yeah, you're going to see a little bit of that focus hunting and some of that breathing that's going on with my S9 Plus. I didn't go into the any settings. I could have stabilized it a little bit more, so try to ignore it. It's not a big deal. Hey, Steve. Great videos, great pictures, man. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate that very much. Good to have you. It's afternoon for me, and it's, what, evening for you? Yeah, hey, buddy. Anyway, yeah, I've just pulled over to do a little bit of a live stream. And it's 10 p.m. over there. Wow. Why don't you let everybody know, if it's okay, if you don't mind giving out the information, where you live, the general area. Shanti Gothic TV. Presenting looks like a 14-year-old with a beard. Like, yeah, I shaved my beard down, and I'm having lunch right now. I got some tacos. There's that focus, honey. I'm not worried about it. If I'm shooting a regular video, when I'm not on YouTube, and I'm using the front-facing camera, I'm not getting that much focus hunting. It's only really happening while I'm streaming live with YouTube. Just to throw that out there. So don't be concerned. That could be the two just not working well together while doing live YouTube streaming. I don't know. All I know is that when I'm shooting video using the front-facing camera in about 1080p, I'm not getting that much focus hunting going on. So what you see going on here is really only happening as much as it is on YouTube. So there we go. So Shawnee, good to have you. Steve Orman, good to have you. My English friend. Great pictures, great video, totally digging it. Forbes Text Review. Hey Cervantes, what's going on? Yeah, I'm hungry, man. I'm out running around doing chores. I got a green pepper here. You see that? Then you take a little lime. Then you take a hot, spicy carrot. Cheers to all of you. Let's see. So here's the thing. 2 weeks into having my Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Let me give you the good. The good is the functionality and performance. And that shouldn't just be with my experience. That should go with a lot of you who have picked up the devices, the S9 and the S9 Plus. One of the major areas of positive is the functionality and performance. The Qualcomm Snapdragon 845 is an engine to be reckoned with, and I'm not having any issues with lag or stick whatsoever. Everything is smooth. In fact, it is almost too feathery smooth. It's almost about as smooth as my Razr phone. And that's got to be my smoothest as far as performances. It's got that refresh rate. I can't even remember right now because, well, I can't remember right now. But it's got an amazing refresh rate. 120 hertz refresh rate, I think is what it is. And it's my smoothest device when it comes to performance. But the S9 Plus is an amazing device, out of pocket, in hand when it comes to performance. No issues going on there. My connectivity with 4G LTE where I live is great. As a phone, it works great. As a messaging, as sending messages in and out, it's been working great. I think where I'm most impressed with the S9 Plus is my media intake. The dual speakers have become an amazing set of speakers in comparison to my Razer phone, my Sony Xperia XZ Premium, my ZTE Axon 7, and my Nexus 6. I did comparisons with all those devices, and not only are these speakers loud, but the quality of audio is amazing. I really didn't think Samsung was going to give us, and I gotta turn that down. Okay, I gotta turn down. They really outdid themselves with these speakers. They're not front firing speakers. The earpiece doubles up as a speaker, and then you got the other speaker at the bottom right hand corner. But they are just amazing in the quality of audio that your ears are receiving when watching movies, videos, and listening to music, which are three areas I really utilize on any device I bring in. During the reviewing process, I really test those areas out. I test the cameras out. But when I'm done reviewing any device, and I jump to the next one, I stop a lot of that homework, and I just start using I still edit with those devices, my videos, and create, I still create content with them, but I usually focus those areas on a newer device that I brought in, or I'm using my LG V20 when I'm doing a lot of the editing and uploading, the processing and uploading to all of you. So then the S9 Plus eventually will just become a regular device to me, out of pocket in hand. I'll do web browsing, I'll read some web pages on some news, do some homework. But for the most part, I will use it a lot for media. And with the dual speaker setup, it's amazing, just amazing. The visuals on this 2K display, phenomenal. Is it better than the S8, S8 Plus, Note 8? It almost seems like it's that much better. That much better. But unlike the other three devices, last year's Samsung devices in the S series or the Note series, the dual speakers just take this device to another level, especially for me when it comes to media. Performance, functionality, media intake with the S9 Plus, amazing. The cameras on the back, the dual aperture cameras, especially in low light, that f1.5 aperture is just killing it. Whether it's taking pictures or shooting video, just killing it. Can't go wrong. All the functionality in the camera areas is thumbs up. Yes, a little bit of focus hunting using the front-facing camera, but not as bad as it could be. Some more issues going on with YouTube and doing the live streaming with focus hunting, but again, it's only been segregated to this area. Outside of this, while I'm in the car vlogging using the front-facing cam, the cameras are working pretty darn great. I'm very happy. I'm very excited. This is a powerhouse consumer-friendly device of 2018. It's going to take a lot to beat this device. I'm sure that we'll have devices come out that will come close. But right now, if you're really wanting to upgrade to this device, and there's a way that you can do it, I would suggest it, in my opinion, unless you're fine with where you're at. Coming from the S8 and the S8 Plus, I mean, you have to look at the little implementations, the fingerprint reader on the back and where it's at. The dual aperture cameras, that f1.5 in low light is a lot better than what you get on the S8, S8 Plus and the Note 8. So your videos and pictures at night are going to be that much better. Do you want the dual speaker setup? Because it's those little implementations that actually, even though they're small per se, they are very large in the whole spectrum of everything when it comes to this device and other devices out there. So this depends on if you can financially do it. You have a device to trade up, and you really want those areas that we're talking about that can seem like, what we say is there's not enough implementation on this device to justify moving up from the S8. Well, that depends. That depends on how you see those areas. For me, trading in a device and then picking up this device, coming from an S8, S8 Plus, Note 8 to this, it is, because I'm a media guy. And if you are media people, and you love a dual speaker setup, and you love taking pictures and using your video a lot and utilizing everything that you can on a device with those areas, yeah, it's worth it. Again, I wouldn't say pay the full price, but it's worth trading up or figuring out a deal through your carrier to bring in this device for those areas if you really want to utilize that and you want a little bit more that can turn out to be a lot. And I don't know what other way to say that, but I am really way more excited about this device than I was with the S8 and the S8 Plus, even after the updates, and it fixed a lot of that focus hunting. And even the Note 8, which is a great device, a device to be reckoned with. Top of the line from Samsung. I'd rather have this device. I really don't care much about the S Pen. I'm going to answer some questions over here because you guys are asking a lot of questions. If I don't answer any of your questions, please leave it down below after this live stream is said and done. Let's see. Who do you, Shawnee Gothic TV says, who do you think was a better songwriter, Michael Jackson or Prince? Michael Jackson didn't write a lot of his songs, so Prince did. But that's an opinion. I would be more of a Prince fan than a Michael Jackson fan. Okay, I'm not disregarding Michael Jackson. I love early Michael Jackson, way early Michael Jackson. Okay, but I would overall Prince. The guy was multi-talented, a writer, a singer, plays guitar to the tilt. He's an extreme guitarist, and great when it comes to other types of music like jazz and so forth. So not just funk, R&B, pop type stuff, but he's also was into jazz. So I would have to pick Prince. Phone tech at work. Let's see. Forbes is working. You on a break, Forbes? Steve is getting ready to go to sleep. All right. Well, when you do, get some good rest. I appreciate you stopping on by, and I appreciate what you sent me. Amazing stuff there, my friend Steve. And anyway, so 2 weeks into the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus, we got a device that's great for me in connectivity with my carrier. We got functionality, performance, great media device with the speakers, the display, visually, everything that you're watching, everything that you're hearing, for as far as media. The cameras are solid on the back and the front. You can be forgiving with a little bit of that focus hunting while using the front-facing camera because it's not a lot. So you can be forgiving with that. Aesthetically, again, fingerprint reader in the right place. Dual speaker setup is great. Feels great in hand. It feels solid in hand. Looks a lot like the S8 and the S8 Plus. I think it just looks a little bit different and feels a tad bit different in hand, but great. I love the fact that I can bring in all these cases that I'm getting for review, and I've been using the Oteo tempered glass screen protector. And with all the cases that I've been bringing in with the tempered glass screen protector from Oteo, everything working great. I have not run into any issues with all these different companies working together on my S9 Plus, and that's due to the fact too that you don't have a real dominant edge on both right and left, or left and right side of the device. Very slight edge. It's not real, not a big drop, so it allows the screen protectors that you're bringing in for this device and cases to work better together. If you are using an Oteo tempered glass screen protector, please go into settings and advanced settings and turn on your touch sensitivity. Make that so it's going to give you a better response when using this type of screen protector on the S9 Plus from Oteo. Great screen protector, working great for me. But so aesthetically, it's a solid device. I think one of my quirks with the device is the Bixby button. I have it disabled, but I wish it was at the top of the left-hand side and that the volume rockers were located below. So when you reached up, you would just up and down on the volume. And if you really wanted Bixby, you could reach all the way up and touch Bixby. So I think that's my biggest quirk aesthetically with the device. My smallest quirk is a little bit of that focus hunting on the front-facing camera, which is still not a deal breaker. Outside of that, it has the headphone jack, wireless charging. It's got water resistance. You know, this device pretty much has it all. And that's what makes it such a powerhouse-friendly consumer device. It's the device to get right now, but if you don't have the money, wait and pick it up later when it drops in price, or when you have a device to trade in. Maybe you'll receive one as a gift, but it's a very solid device. I'm very happy to have brought it in. It's still here. No, I didn't return it. Some of you thought I would return it, and it's not. But, you know, it's still here. Let's see. What do we got going on here? What's up, Tech Time? Good to have you here. I'm just giving an overview on the last 2 weeks with the S9 Plus and how solid of a device it is. And if, you know, I know a lot of you financially won't be able to pick up the device right now, but if you can wait later when it drops, or there's a great bundle deal, or your carrier has a good enough deal for you to jump on it, you know, do your homework. With any device that I review, I would always say do your homework. Don't be somebody that just jumps and grabs and later wishes, oops, mistake, shouldn't have done that. I go through that mind thought when I'm looking for a device to bring in for the channel or myself. I always do a lot of homework. I think once, twice, 3, 4, 5 times before I make a decision on what I'm going to bring in. And a lot of times with the financial status of the channel, I don't follow the pattern of what everybody else is doing. I'll kind of go off on my own little pattern, and I'll do what I think is best. And with all of your suggestions as well. The S9 Plus for me was perfect because I could trade in my S7 Edge and get that $300 credit, which brought it down to $539. So it worked, or else I wouldn't have paid that much money to bring in this device. And stoked that it worked for me. And that's what I'm saying. You got to do that kind of homework. Unless you just have money that you got smackaroos to just throw away, then bring it in. In my opinion, because I'm not going to tell you to just do it. I'll never do that, but I would suggest and give you my opinion. So I am eating a taco. I had to take a bite of that. There's that focus, honey, that's going on mainly when doing live streams with YouTube. It's not doing it as much when I'm just using it when I'm vlogging in the car. It's very minimal, so I don't know what's going on with YouTube in this Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus while streaming live. I don't understand it. If anybody has an answer to that, please let me know down below. I would appreciate it. Let's go back to the stream. Steve Warman says, I agree with you about the device. I am so pleased to have picked it up. Moto bye-bye. He's given up his Moto. Tech Time. I am happy with mine. How do you like the new camera app? A few things bother me, like when landscape mode, you have to swipe left or right to bring up the front cameras instead of up and down. Yeah, you know what? That doesn't bother me, but those are the little quirks that we're talking about, right? They're personal little quirks, like the volume rocker placement and the Bixby button placement. They need to be reversed. Those are personal quirks. Tech Time, I understand what you're saying. You get so used to doing it one way to flip from the back to the front camera, and now you got to do it this way. And when you do it the other way, it doesn't work, right? What you end up doing, because you have all the settings, you have the functionality to the left of the display when you're in your camera app, okay? So if you swipe up and down, you're just rotating through those choices that you have on the left of the display, right? Whether you're going to shoot a video, take a picture, whether you're going to do a panorama, whether you're going to do a hyper video, whatever they call. God, I can't even remember what that is. Either way, you know what I'm talking about. But that's the thing about being. Let me go into my camera app here with my Nexus 6. So you have all the suggestions here. So when you're scrolling up and down, get that back in focus. when you're scrolling up and down, flipping it like that, you're actually moving the settings up and down. So that's why Samsung now has you going back and forth this way from the rear camera to the front camera. And with the S8 and the S8 Plus, you got used to doing it one way, now you have to do it another way. And I don't even know if I said all of that in an understandable way, but anyway, so I get what you're saying, Tech Time, as far as the little quirks that can be bothering some. Mary Toast, what's going on? Mary Toast asks, is the reception better on this phone compared to the other T-Mobile phones? My connectivity, I'm a very blessed person to where I live, because for the most part, over 95% of the time, whatever I bring in, whether it's unlocked or a T-Mobile device, my connectivity is really good with making phone calls, going out, coming in, and messaging, and the 4G LTE, and then I get great Wi-Fi in the home. So I don't really have that problem. Some of you may live in an area where that connectivity is touch and go, depending on what device you have in, and that's where our journeys with our devices are different, and that's why you do your homework. You take to heart what I'm doing here on my Project 13 when I'm reviewing a smartphone. But because I'm telling you that my connectivity is great, that doesn't mean it will be great for you. Because where you live, you could live up in the mountains. You could live out in the ocean, by the lake. You know, you can live in the city, out in the country. So connectivity is going to be much different than it is for me. I just happen to live in an area where the majority of my devices all are great. So the reception is really great for me. T-Hoops Tech, this and that reviews. Oh, that's his name. Okay, T-Hoops Tech, this and that reviews. Welcome. Note 8 still the king, however. Samsung stepped up with the new series. Hey, I respect that opinion. You love your Note 8, and we love the fact that the S series has stepped it up. You know, it's progression. It's not innovation. It's progression. What we got going on with the S9, S9 Plus. Tech Time says exactly. It's the small things. It's learning how to do something over again. That's very simple, right? And that's what it is. Steve Warman, thank you, my friend. Have a great night. Get some rest. Drink your glass of wine. Read a little bit of your magazine and chill. You and your family. Bless you. Thank you, Steve, for coming on in. So, yeah, I mean, where I live, my connectivity will differ from yours. But what will be somewhat the same is the functionality of the device. Now, I will put this in. Am I having any issues with my display with touch response? Any dead areas? Any missing pixels? Any display issues? No, I am not. I know that some of you out there are having those issues. I am not having any issues with my display whatsoever. Everything right now is thumbs up. No issues. No issues. I did some tests. I was looking for any dead pixels. I was touching my display everywhere. I love to just scroll right to left, top to bottom, touch everywhere. I like to go in and just really as quick as possible hit my folders, my apps. I like to see how quick I can get everything to respond, and if I see or feel any issues. And I've been reading the news on that. I've been reading the feedback on that. I've been checking out other YouTubers when it comes to those areas, but nothing going on with me and my device, the S9 Plus, with my display in any area with issues to it. So stoked about that. If you are, I would call Samsung right away and make sure that you get another unit, and make sure that you ask to get a brand new unit and not a refurbished unit. Okay, so any issues, anything in your mind that you're thinking, I wonder why this is performing, like why is this doing that, I would call them right away. Don't wait. You just bought a device that costs 900 and something smacks, unless you got the S9. No reason to put up with those type of issues. Okay, take care of it right away. Do not wait. Yvonne Portolio says, thank you for your videos. Hey, thank you for watching, everyone. I appreciate it. I know I do things a little bit different. I don't typically do, I don't yeah, I'm just a different YouTuber, I guess. I'm a little more passionate, you know, in what I do in different areas than what other YouTubers do. Every YouTuber out there that I'm connected with has a passion and a drive that's so different from me. And that's why I enjoy watching them, because it's not me, it's them. And I enjoy their passion and how they create their content. My content is different for what I am and how I do it. And that's what sets me apart. And I think that's what's really cool, is that we should be somewhat set apart. It shouldn't be somewhat the same. You shouldn't be getting the same experience when jumping from one YouTuber to the other YouTuber. And we have a lot of that. And even those YouTubers do a great job. But there's a lot that are within the same, they're in the same box. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the YouTubers I'm connected with, man, they all have this certain passion and style and a way that they go about their reviewing process. And I really dig that, because if I'm watching me, I would drive me crazy, man. I don't know. Thank you, Marie Toast. I really try to be, man. I try to have, one of the biggest things is integrity, not just in YouTube here with my Project 13, but in my personal life. It's been a hard road in my life getting to where I'm at, and learning to honor and respect, you know, life itself. And you know, God has blessed me in so many ways. And I'm just trying to live a life of integrity. Yeah, I'm still human. I still stumble. I still fall flat on my face. But the goal is to get back up and continue the journey, whether it's here on YouTube or with my family or at work. And you know, that's all I've been trying to do. And you know, when reviewing a device, I give you my honest, raw review and thoughts and opinions. It's not wrong or right. It's just my experiences, and hopefully it helps somebody. That's what it's all about, is helping. And I want to help. And if it's only one, cool. If it's a group of you, cool. But in life itself, that's what I want to do. So, and I think that's what I try to portray in my videos. So, yeah. Anyway, this is a live stream that I was able to get to outside of doing my chores. And I used to call these live streams Journey into Tech. I don't necessarily call them anymore that. But we can still call it Journey into Tech if we want. But I wanted to just touch bases 2 weeks later with the S9 Plus and let you know that overall, outside of my own personal little quirks with the S9 Plus, it's a powerhouse device. And I'm really glad that I picked it up. And if there's any questions, any issues you're having with your device, leave them down below. Leave them in any of the other videos. I'll try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. But just remember that your experience is going to differ than mine, depending on where you live or who your carrier is too as well. But right now, I do not have really anything negative or in the con area that's bad about the S9 Plus. And the thing is, I have to look at this device as not a perfect device, okay? Because no smartphone out there is perfect. There are some that come very darn close. My Sony Xperia XZ Premium is one of my favorite devices ever, and it's close to perfect for me, but there's some areas, there's some quirks on there too. But overall, every device is going to be like that. So you have to be forgiving of some areas. Even at the price point at what these devices cost, they're man-made. Samsung puts out some good devices. Was this the perfect device? No. Or else we wouldn't see any little bit of that focus in here or there. Or else the button placement would have been set up differently for me, right? The dual speakers could have been on the front and not one underneath. But even though that works great, and they're the most awesome, one of the most awesome dual setup speakers that I've brought in to my Project 13 outside of my Razer Phone ZT Axon 7 and my Sony Xperia XZ Premium and my Nexus 6. So love what they've done. It's close to perfect, but it's not perfect. No device is. Please do not think that that's what you're going to get, even if you're paying $1,000. You're going to get areas that are going to be a little bit quirky here and there to you personally, and you have to understand that. Now, if it's something bigger than just small, well, then that's an area where you'll have to think, maybe I can't keep this device. I need to return and get something else. You know, so, I mean, we all have our own reasons why we would pick something up and return it. It's got to be a good reason to just say, you know, or maybe you needed the money back for something personal and you just realized you shouldn't have spent that much money. But the S9 Plus is a powerhouse device. It is probably the close to being perfect. That where when you have a device that has everything from a headphone jack to wireless charging to water resistance to a beautiful Super AMOLED display, dual speaker setup, aesthetically just beautiful, almost all screen. Cameras are phenomenal in video and pictures. When you have a device like that, it's what you're hoping that every device should be like, that are released at this price point. That you shouldn't really have that many areas to be worried about outside of those little tiny quirks, which again are just personal, right? So anyway, that's right. Humans aren't perfect either. I'm not perfect. So anyway, that's it, everybody. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Continue to watch and support. Share these videos on your social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, wherever. Okay? Share them out. Spread the news. My Project 13. I'll keep filling you in on my progression in reviewing this device. And let you know if anything changes. But more importantly, thanks for being a part of my lunch and me running around doing some chores. And if there's anything that I didn't quite get across to you in a way that was understandable, leave something down below and I'll get back to you, because I'm not perfect with that either. So a lot of this can get kind of mumbo jumbo. So thanks, man. I appreciate all of you. Peace. God bless. I am out.